In this video, I want to answer the question, what is a RAG report? RAG, R-A-G, stands for red, amber, green, the colours of a traffic light. And consequently, a RAG report, or sometimes a traffic light report, presents a very simple three-state representation of your project. It's either green for go, everything is fine, to within a certain margin, the project is on budget, it's on schedule, it's delivering to the quality standard it sets. If it's amber, you need to proceed with caution. It may be running somewhat over budget, it may be running somewhat behind schedule, the quality may be down, there may be problems with your project, and critically you need to define the boundaries of amber. At what level, and it might be at a very, very small deviation, do you move from green to amber? And critically, how much deviation can you accept before you sound the alarm and move the RAG status to red for danger? Perhaps it's now more than 10% over budget, or perhaps now it's more than 10% behind schedule. Maybe it makes sense to apply those percentages to the remaining time and to the remaining budget. It's vital, however, if you're going to use RAG reporting, that you pin down the criteria for the status so that it becomes objective, rather than you just go, feels bad, let's call it a red, or it's not so bad, we'll just call it an amber. Because that way lies madness. We'll find project managers massaging the RAG status so that they don't have to admit that their project is struggling, in the hope they can get it fixed before the next reporting cycle. We can use RAG status for a number of different things. We can use it specifically for budget status, or schedule status, or delivery status, or risk status. Risks are often categorized as red, amber, or green. And we often find that organizations add additional colors to the RAG status. For example, often blue might be an unknown status or a completed status. If you're using RAG, as I often do, to represent risk status, I'll use blue as the status of a risk that is closed out, that is no longer a threat. And I'll use that rather than green because I don't report on green status risks. But if in one weekly report or one monthly report I've got a risk at red and I deal with it and it's no longer a threat, then to create the audit trail, and so that my sponsor and my project board who are looking at last week's report and comparing it to this week's, what happens to this red risk? Where's it gone? Well, it's here. It's blue status now. Sometimes organisations use black for critical, and certainly in the UK public sector that's a widely used convention because we use black as the status for high critical security incidents. Other people use black to indicate unknown. I don't like putting anything as unknown on a project report. That suggests I haven't done my job, and if I don't know something, then its status is red because there's a real risk. So my tips with RAG reporting: firstly, make sure you nail down the definitions of red, amber and green status and any other status you choose to use. And secondly, remember that you may or may not have any of your stakeholders among the 5% of the population, mostly men, who are colourblind, but you almost certainly have photocopiers and printers that are colourblind and only print in black and white. And let's face it, red, amber and green, they all come out grey in a photocopier. So always make sure that when you represent status, you do it not just with the colour, but with either a letter or the full word. But RAG status is a great way to create a summary across a whole project of different work streams, across a whole program of different projects, and it's a great way of summarising the status of your project as a whole, or your risks, or schedule, or budget in detail.